Hello, and welcome to the Edison Library's online presentations. This is the Introduction to Research tutorial. The purpose of research is simply to find and evaluate the information that you need. There are many different types of sources that you can use for your research, such as websites, articles, books, videos, and images. I have created this Introduction to Research page that lists for you the different types of sources of information, where you can find them, and whether or not the sources are reliable, trustworthy, and credible. Because you should not cite a source in your college research paper unless you can confidently say it is a reliable and credible source. Websites are a wonderful place to go when trying to find information. The most common place to go when you are trying to find information are search engines, and the most commonly used search engine is Google. But now, the most important question is, are the websites reliable, trustworthy, and credible? And the answer? Maybe. I'm trying to find information on Martin Luther King Jr., so let's go ahead and type that into our search bar. You can see all of the websites that have come back from this simple search. Now it's time to go through and evaluate and find what resources we think we can use for our paper. You can see the first page that Google brought up is the Martin Luther King Jr. Wikipedia page. Now Wikipedia is a really great starting point for research. We'll go ahead and click on that. However, it is not a credible or reliable source, and you should never cite it in your college research paper. The reason for this is that anybody can go in and edit the Wikipedia page, so you never know if your research that you're getting is accurate. However, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the Wikipedia page here, that say where the citations came from and where the references in the article are from. So these are some really good places that you could possibly check and evaluate and see if you could use them in your paper. Let's go back to the main page here. So, we're going to look at some of these websites, and how about this one, the About Dr. King from thekingcenter.org. So now we're on the web page, and we need to determine if this is a reliable source and something we feel confident citing in our college research paper. I recommend trying to find an About page, which I see right here at the top. And then I would try to read down through here and try and see if this is a reliable site. I'm also going to scroll through here, and I see some very good information down here at the bottom. They give me an actual physical location, address, and telephone number, so I have a way I can contact them. Also, importantly, I see some copyright information here. I'm going to scroll back up again because I saw another important link, the mission. I would also read through this and try to answer that all-important question of who is producing this information and why. The other thing that I wish they had, but I'm not seeing any links to, is a link to who specifically produces information, giving us an executive director's name and perhaps their credentials. For instance, they might have a PhD in peace studies, that sort of thing. I'm looking through these links and I'm not seeing anything that gives us that type of information. But with the About link, the mission link, and the contact and copyright information, this would be a source that I would feel confident citing for my college research paper. Okay, so let's hit the back button and head back to the Google page. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I want to show you an example of a page that you definitely would not want to cite in your college research paper. And that is this page right here, Martin Luther King Jr., A True Historical Examination. And you can see the website is martinlutherking.org. I'm not going to click on this website because it's a terrible site and I do not want to give it any more page views than it already has. However, if you were to click on it and scroll all the way to the bottom, you would see that it is produced by a white supremacist organization whose entire purpose is to give out false information about Martin Luther King Jr. However, if you were just to look at the information here, it could look like a good source to use. It's only when you make the effort to find out who produced the information and why that you find out it is definitely not a website you would want to use in a college research paper. Now let's go back to our research options page. The next option are articles, coming from newspapers, academic journals, and magazines. You can find these articles on the library's website using your Library Edison databases. The most important question, are these reliable sources? And the answer is yes. You can confidently cite the sources you find via the library's website and our databases. The next kind of information you can use are books. Again, you can find these on the library website, either using the Edison Library Catalog or the OhioLink Catalog. And again, we have to ask that all-important question, are books reliable, trustworthy, and credible resources? And the answer is yes. You can confidently cite books in your college research paper. And then finally, we have videos, recordings, and images. You can find them on the library website by clicking on the audio and video links, or you can go to Google or YouTube and find them via the web. Again, if you use the library's website, then yes, you can confidently cite them in your college research paper. If you are using the internet, the answer is it might be a credible source. You have to be the detective and find out if it is reliable. Find out who produced the information and why. And if you have any questions about whether a source is reliable, you can contact your professor or ask a librarian, and we can assist you in answering that question. Now that we've reviewed this information, hopefully it is clear to you that it is important to use the library to find the information you need for your research papers. In order to learn how to use the library's resources, please watch the other Edison Library video tutorials. And this completes the Edison Library's online presentation, An Introduction to Research.